What's up? It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a good day today. Hope you're enjoying it and things going well for you this week. So we are starting a new series today. We're going to go into Corinthians 13 and talk about love and what that looks like. So thanks to everybody that sort of responded and weighed in on just different thoughts on what we want to do next. So this one got the most votes, and kind of the more I thought about it, thinking, okay, the one we did in Psalms was kind of more, I'll say, theological, and this one's a little more practical. So what we can do about it. So I hope that that's helpful for everybody. But yeah, so thanks for everybody for helping me with that. Looking forward to doing this with you guys. So if you're watching today, say hi in the chat. Want to know who's there and want to be able to interact with one another. As always, let me know what you're thankful for today. We want to be able to rejoice in those things together. So for me, I'm thankful that it is summertime. I look outside, I step outside. It doesn't feel like summertime yet. But in our house, Luke and Lucy have finished their school stuff for the year. So excited for them to get to move on past that and move into summertime and sort of the free time and extra stuff that comes with that. So proud of them, excited for that. Thankful for them and for this time. So anyway, Luke is thankful for heat. All right. I see Alec and Eric are checking in. I always appreciate them doing that. Alec is thankful for family, and Eric is also thankful for the last week of school. So I like that. Thanks, guys. Oh, maybe they're going to check in on the chat. I'm assuming where that says Andrew Skrinchuk is Alec and Eric. But anyway, yeah, thanks for checking in. All right. So we've done what we're thankful for. Others, leave a comment. Let me know what you're thankful for today. Also, quarter teen games. It is time. Quarter teen games. So last time, the question was Monday was the anniversary of the eruption of Mount St. Helens, which we had talked about before. The question was, what year did that happen? Two people got it right on the money. It was 1980. 1980. Pretty much everybody was really, really close to that. Some really good guesses. But yeah, 1980. So Luke and Tim got that right. So they get a quarter added to their tally. Speaking of Tim, hello, Tim. I see him checking in. Let us know what you're thankful for today. Once more, birthday shout out to Tim. Tim turned 16 yesterday. So big day, excited for him and thankful for him. So, all right. So today's question, a little bit interesting thing, sort of another this day in history sort of thing. On this date in 1861, one of the states, it was the last state to secede from the Union. All right. Now, what was interesting to me was that state was apparently also the first to declare independence from Britain back in 1775. And there's some historical question about the truthfulness of all of that claim. We think that they were first, but they also claim that on May 20th in 1775, they passed an order in their state to become independent from Britain. Some people think that date's wrong, that it happened later. But anyway, this state was apparently both the first to declare independence from Britain, but also the last to secede from the Union. And so different sort of question today, not a number, but what state do you think that was? So that's your question for today. What state do you think that was the first to declare independence from Britain, and on this date in 1861 was the last to secede from the Union? So anyway, let me know in the comments or send me a message one way or another. Let me know what you think the answer to that one is. All right. So let's move into our Bible study, into our devotion. So we're in 1 Corinthians 13, starting in verse 4, and looking at some of these different things that Paul uses to describe love. So we're going to start with the very first phrase, which is love is patient and kind. Or your translation may say, sort of separate them, love is patient, love is kind. I've seen it translated both ways. But anyway, so we're going to talk about those today. But before we really dig into those, I want to talk for a second, since this is our first one, just about love in and of itself. Okay? So first of all, we've talked before, love is not just this feeling that we so often hear about. Love is wanting what's best for someone else and then doing something about it. Okay. So to really get our head in the right place on that, I've heard this really great quote from C.S. Lewis that I want to read really quickly. He said, "Do not waste your time bothering whether you love your neighbor. Act as if you did. As soon as we do this, we find one of the great secrets. When you are behaving as if you love someone, you will presently come to love him. That last part is really my favorite part. When you are behaving as if you love someone, you will presently come to love him. Which brings us down to boil it down to love means action. Love means doing something for someone else. And that's what we're going to see throughout this section in 1 Corinthians 13. About these are things we can do for one another, toward one another, to show love. So anyway, love is patient and kind. Now, I want to pause for a second, too, on this, because when we worked through the fruit of the Spirit, we talked about patience and we talked about kindness. And so there's a little bit of review in this, but I don't want us to just ignore it because we've talked about that already, okay? I want to read one verse quickly. This is from 2 Peter 1:12. He says, "Therefore I intend always to remind you of these qualities, though you know them and are established in the truth that you have." So Peter's writing to them, and he's sort of saying, look, I know you know this stuff, but I'm going to keep reminding you of it, which to me is a good, reminder that I need reminders. That just because I've heard or learned something before doesn't mean I've got it down all the time, and it certainly doesn't mean that I'm always doing it. And so we need those reminders, and today is an example of that, about patience and kindness. So when we talk about patience, we talk about kindness. What does that mean? Okay. So really, really quickly, when we're talking about being patient with one another, I think especially when we're talking about when we're at home and we're with family more than anybody else right now, patience means giving one another the benefit of the doubt. Someone says something, someone does something that offends us or hurts us or bothers us. We tend to get upset about that. And we tend to think, how could they do that? And we assume the worst in their intentions. We need to give everyone the benefit of the doubt and not assume the worst when something happens. Maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe we misunderstood or misinterpreted. We need to give one another the benefit of the doubt. And when we do that, we can show patience in a great way. So when we talk about kindness, though, look, kindness, you could sort of say niceness is a synonym, but I think when the Bible talks about kindness, it's not just being nice. It's also being generous. It's being thoughtful on purpose. We're going above and beyond to show kindness to others, and not just, well, I'm a nice person, but we're going to do everything we can above and beyond to show that kindness to one another. So those are sort of the big ideas I want us to think about with patience, giving one another the benefit of the doubt, kindness, not just nice, but going above and beyond. So I want to finish today with a challenge, okay? In terms of patience, the next time that someone hurts you or offends you or whatever, don't respond, okay? Choose to bite your tongue and instead pray for them, okay? Not like, God, get them, but God, I pray that you would bless that person and pray for patience for yourself, okay? So next time you've got that opportunity, be patient, bite your tongue, don't respond, pray for them instead, okay? In terms of kindness, challenge for you between now and Friday when we're going to do the next one of these, do something kind, do something above and beyond, do something out of the ordinary just because for someone else. Not expecting a reward, but look for ways to, on purpose, above and beyond, show kindness to someone else. So let's look for those opportunities to put this into place, put this into practice, and show patience and kindness toward one another. And when we do that, we are showing love. That's what God wants us to see. All right. I love you guys. Let's see. I see several comments with guesses on the state. So thanks to everybody for checking in on that. Don't forget, we got our Zoom meeting tonight at 6:30. So be on for that. And yeah, that's it. I love you guys. We'll hope to see you tonight. And we'll see you Friday at 3 o'clock for Do Not Envy. Love Does Not Envy. That'll be next. All right. Love you. We'll see you later.